Why do shootings occur? For all student groups, responding to those who hurt them, allowing other children to bully, tease, or harass them, not valuing life, and being victims of abuse are always among the top 5 reasons, regardless of the variable used to analyze the data. The reasons vary due to the nature of different incidents. First, let's revisit the most terrifying school shooters and their horrendous crimes with us. On a chilly morning of January 29, 1979, in San Diego, California, Brenda Spencer, then just 16 years old, lived with her father, Wallace Spencer, in a house strewn with empty liquor bottles. The father-daughter relationship was tumultuous and often violent. Across from Grover Cleveland Elementary School's gates, Brenda Ann Spencer watched the young students from her bedroom window. Alone at home, Brenda reached for a Ruger 10/22 rifle, a Christmas gift from her father, instead of preparing for school. Squinting, she aimed the rifle towards the school gate. The deafening sound erupted as Principal Burton Ragg and school custodian Michael Suchar ran into the bullet-ridden area, herding the children inside the school to find shelter. Yet, tragically, they became the most unfortunate victims. Brenda fired a total of 36 bullets, taking the lives of 2 and injuring 9 students and a police officer. Thanks to the bravery of the teacher and other faculty, no child lost their life. Brenda's defiance made it impossible for the police to approach. They stood outside her house, monitoring for 6 hours, looking for a way to apprehend her. Eventually, Brenda surrendered on the condition they buy her a Burger King burger. Meanwhile, reporters managed to conduct quick interviews with Brenda over the house phone, and her response to why she committed the act became infamous. "I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day." The cold, remorseless words of a teenager raised significant questions about mental health and the impact of a violent culture on youth. At that time, mass shootings in the U.S. were rare. This marked a turning point in the country's history of violence, with Brenda seen as a pioneer of school shootings. Brenda was later sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole for 25 years, making her one of the youngest school shooters in U.S. history. Her story sparked widespread discussion on school safety, gun control, and the importance of mental health awareness in society. But that wasn't all. The tragedy continued, and this is 20 years later. On April 20th, 1999, a significant and unfortunate incident occurred at Columbine High School in Colorado. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, students at the school, carried out a deeply troubling event. They entered the school dressed in dark clothing and armed, causing widespread alarm. Their actions started in the cafeteria and extended to other areas, including hallways and the library. This event resulted in the tragic loss of 12 students and 1 teacher, with 23 others injured. Eric Harris, 18, and Dylan Klebold, 17, had planned this event in detail. They had intended to set off bombs in specific locations in the school. Their initial plan involved targeting survivors in the parking lot following the explosions. When their bombs did not detonate, they entered the cafeteria and began their assault. The event concluded in less than an hour, ending with both Harris and Klebold taking their own lives in the library. Due to the extremely disturbing nature of these incidents, we only provide necessary and useful information for educational purposes. Journalist Andrew Grumbell commented on the distinct differences between Harris and Klebold. Harris exhibited violent tendencies, evident in his writings. Klebold, on the other hand, suffered from depression and struggled with feelings of inadequacy, despite his family's background. Both had an interest in violent video games. Some suggest that their behavior could have been influenced by constant exposure to such content in games, music, and movies. Early signs of concerning behavior were noted in 1996, when they created a website on America Online. Harris's blog posts revealed his negative feelings about his parents, school, and peers. In 1997, this website began to contain violent threats targeting students and teachers at Columbine High School. Harris even publicly listed individuals he wanted to harm. After the Columbine incident, schools across the United States implemented new security measures, including searching student backpacks, using metal detectors, and hiring security personnel. This led to the coining of the term Columbine effect. Police departments also started training their officers in rapid response programs for situations similar to the Columbine incident. A memorial for the victims of the Columbine incident was established on September 21, 2007, at Clement Park, serving as a commemoration and a reminder of the event. On a cold winter day, December 14, 2012, the small town of Newtown in Connecticut, USA, witnessed one of the most heartbreaking tragedies in the history of school shootings. Early that morning, 20-year-old Adam Lanza began his horrific spree by taking the life of his own mother at their home. Lanza then took weapons including an AR-15 rifle, 2 semi-automatic handguns, a shotgun, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and drove to Sandy Hook Elementary School. Upon his arrival, he opened a window to immense pain and sorrow. In a short span of time, Lanza took the lives of 26 people, including 20 young children aged 6 to 7, and 6 school staff members. The children and teachers at Sandy Hook could never have imagined that their last day of the week would be their final lesson. After committing his atrocious act, Adam Lanza ended his own life, leaving behind countless questions and immense pain for a community and a nation. Signs of mourning were raised across America, and in Newtown, people gathered to honor, pray, and share the grief. The incident was the deadliest mass shooting in Connecticut's history and the most tragic at an elementary school in U.S. history. The shooting reignited debates on gun control in the U.S., including proposals for widespread background checks and new federal and state gun laws, banning the sale and manufacture of certain types of semi-automatic firearms and magazines holding more than 10 rounds. From a young age, Adam was exposed to numerous firearms, as his mother was a gun enthusiast with many guns in the house. A November 2013 report by the Connecticut State Attorney's Office concluded that Lanza acted alone and planned his actions, but provided no indication of why he did so or why he targeted the school. A November 2014 report by the Office of the Child Advocate stated that Lanza had Asperger's syndrome and, as a teenager, suffered from depression, anxiety, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, but concluded these did not cause or lead to his murderous behavior. So what is the real reason? The report went on to say, his severe and worsening underlying mental health problems combined with an atypical preoccupation with violence and access to dangerous weapons demonstrated a recipe for a mass outbreak of his atrocities. Dimitrios Pagourtzis. On May 18, 2018, a regular school morning turned into a nightmare when Dimitrios Pagourtzis, a 17-year-old student, brought a gun to target his classmates and teachers. In a matter of minutes, 10 people, including 8 students and 2 teachers, lost their lives and 13 others were injured. Pagourtzis, known to be a quiet student often described as unobtrusive, used a shotgun and a revolver taken from his father to carry out the shooting. The event quickly spread across the United States, causing nationwide shock and grief. Police arrested Pagourtzis at the scene, and he was later reported to have confessed to his actions. Shauna Fisher, 16 years old, had a chilling premonition just 2 weeks before she, along with 7 other students and 2 teachers, tragically passed away at Santa Fe High School. Her father stated that Pagourtzis had been persistently asking her out. She consistently said no to Pagourtzis. Firstly, it was believed that he already had a girlfriend. And secondly, she had no romantic interest in him. When Pagourtzis was brought to trial, the legal system faced the challenge of determining criminal responsibility in the context of mental health issues. He was found mentally incompetent to stand trial since 2019, and this status was maintained at least until 2023. In recent years, school shootings in the U.S. have become a prominent issue, causing not only immense grief and loss for many families, but also deeply affecting the American educational system and society as a whole. This raises several critical questions. Are current gun control policies strong enough to prevent such tragedies? What is the role of the media in reporting and reflecting on this issue? And most importantly, how can communities detect and prevent the risk of shootings before they occur?